Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Today is January 31st, which means it is the end of January and the first month of 2025. I did not finish any of my top 15 books, but I did work in quite a few of them. So I managed to get a couple of APDFs this month, which I found very, very good for me. So I'll take the first two out, which is the marker one. So put that down there. As you can tell, I colored in a lot of different books this month. According to my statistics, I colored in 28 coloring books. According to my numbers, my grand totals were 36 pages. I colored 8 of those PDFs. So take what you want out of that. So this is one that Hannah Lynn, does a Patreon. So this is her happy birthday one, I think, or something like that, or happy New Year. So I colored this with markers and gel pens. So I have to remember what this is from. This is Patreon January 25 Whimsy Girl Celebration by Hannah Lynn. And you can always tell when a marker is nice and juicy. I subscribe to her Patreon. I subscribe to the $5 tier, so I do pay $5 for that every month. So that's that one. And then the next one is from A Year of Wonderment by Deborah Muller. I did 2 of these, but this is the first one I did, which I really like this one. Or the other one was the first one. I can't remember which one I did. One of these went for Color Your Hoard. So I did this one. This is a PDF book that I bought off of Etsy. Yeah, you could buy this Deborah Muller on Amazon. But here's the thing. I like to buy a lot of books now on PDF because then I can print the pages on the paper I want and then color via the mediums I choose to do that. So I did this one with Copic markers. You could tell the Copic marker dried up a little bit here. So that's what happens when you have markers dry out on you a little bit. It's not always a good thing to have the markers dry out on you at the worst time. So then the next one I did was also another Hannah Lynn. I did this in colored pencils. And I did the background with a pastel, which I used up all of this pastel. So I no longer have this pastel color. So I did this background with a pastel, but here's the problem. I ran out of this pastel because some of the pastel. And this is the December 24. It is the Frosted Pearl by Hannah Lynn. So I did this with colored pencil and a pastel. Now the next one I did is also a colored pencil one, but this is one of my older PDFs. So I did a lot of PDFs this month, so very happy, but I keep 2 in one, so for space consumption. And I always keep colored pencil stuff together. This is Darkly Divine by Nori Art. This is one of her older sets. It's one of her older sets, and I really like the way this came out. My mother said it reminded me of my niece, but I don't think it reminds me of my niece, even though she has the red hair. So Darkly Divine. I like getting freebies. I really like getting freebies. And yes, that's colored pencil with grayscale. So you can color grayscale with pencil. So this is also another grayscale one that I colored with pencil, and this is a freebie. I forget where I got it, but I got it on Facebook, but I forget which group. So this also is a freebie, and this was a grayscale freebie. I used colored pencils in here on this one. I forget what colored pencils I did. So to the 3 people here, hello, 2 people. Hello, I hope you all enjoyed it. We don't bite it. We like conversation. So this one is called Woman 1 by World Digital Arts. This was a freebie from a Facebook group. I believe I used Prisma for the skin. The hair was probably a polychromos. The lips look like they possibly were colors. And then the next one as well was colored pencils. And this is also from Deborah Muller's book. This is A Year of Wonderment. I used colored pencil on this one as well. So you guys can kind of tell what I was doing here. I kind of like to do a couple of, that was the second one from Year of Wonderment. I like Deborah Muller, but I get a lot of her books via Etsy. It's just easier for me personally to print out pages I want, print them when I want to color them. Now, these last two I finished last night. I've been working on them all month, actually. This was a freebie from Art Bite Shop. I got it off the Facebook group, so this is a cottage. I basically used my Prismas, my Schriftfer Farbins, and what else did I use? Yeah, the Schriftfer Farbins and my Prismas I used basically on this piece. So this was a grayscale. And you see, you can color grayscale with pencil. It's just you can't, you try to not go too dark. The next one was also a freebie by Distinik. She gives a lot of freebies out, but she's also an Etsy artist, so you buy her or work individually. And this is Happy Birthday, so I colored this with my Prismas, my Colors, and my Schriftfer Farbins. So I've been kind of using my Schriftfer Farbins again. I did recently find them, so those were the PDFs. I love PDFs. Makes it a lot easier. And I keep them in binder sheets, and then when I'm done with them, I put them in my binder. So it kind of is like it looks like kind of like a retrospective of your work. Then I managed to color one in Small Victories by Johanna Basford. Yes, I colored this one. I decided because I used so many colored pencils that I would do this one. Yes, and I made these white, so that's why they don't look like they're not colored in, but trust me, they are. They're white. So I used Prismas and I used my Colors for this one. Now this one I have a work in progress, but I also finished one. I finished this one and I used my Copic markers. Basically at this point I'm just using my Copics, but I have colored with different markers in this one, so the only markers I have right now are my Copics. And I use some gel pens, so this is probably my Color It because I see the blue is really bright in this. That I did. And then I am also working on this one. This is the current whip, if anybody's interested. Yes, the little fairy I'm working on. So that's what I got done is the blue in this. So I like this very much so. So that is the work in progress in that one. Now this is one of the top 15 to finish. This has been a project book for the last 2-3 years. So I finished 5 pictures in this one. Emelie, Lidehall, Oberg. Actually, if you look at the new book by her, the one that dropped on Amazon, it is books that she has in that from Sager Oak Sagner, and there are some pictures that are from this book in that book. So keep that in mind. So I finally did the toy one, which I like how this toy one came out. Actually, I was really happy with how my strawberries came out. I was surprised that I was able to do that and do this one well. And then sorry guys, it gets complicated because you try to remember every picture. Then I did this one. So I did this one. I've been working on this one, these two on and off. You know, when you work on these pictures on and off, and I probably, what did I use on and off? Prismas, Colors, Holbeins, Polychromos, Schriftfer Farbins. So I used the wide gambit of pencils on this book. So this one I was working on well too, and I used Polychromos for this one. This blue is a Polychromos, but the rest of it was Holbeins and Schriftfer Farbins. This one, I did not like the color I picked. I actually accidentally picked the wrong color, but I made it work. So now, and this is one of the whips that I currently have, so I'm thinking next month I will finish this one. Well, you guys can probably guess, I have a lot of whips in this one. This is a long time whip. I had done this one really a long time ago. So that's on one. And the only bad part about this book is you guys don't see this, but every time I color in it, it does something with the residue. I don't know what that is about. And then I have this one that I'm currently working on. So this book is always a work in progress. This one. This one is one of my ones that I'm working on. This one. Since I started this one a long time ago with yellows and oranges, I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to keep the theme of the yellow and the orange on that one. This one I started, didn't finish. I have this thing where I start them and I don't finish them. I have ideas for where I'd like to go, and even though this part of the picture is finished, I still got to do this part. I haven't figured out if I'm going to make a background for this, and probably not, because I do not want the background to take away from the picture itself. So you guys can tell I'm pretty much a person. Someone asked me, am I going to color the inside cover of this? And what do you think? Yeah, I am going to color the inside cover of this, so keep that in mind. So there is a lot of work still in that book to do. So when I do this, I have an organization system for this one. And then we did Garden Fairy Special. Now, some of you remember that we did a live stream for this one? Yes, I think we did a live stream. Yes, we did do a live stream for this one. There is a live stream of the pencils we used. So this one is the first one. So this was a Color Your Hoard for the month of January. We used many pencils. So this one I did on a live stream. So I was really happy with that one. This is Women of the World, Volume 1 or Volume 2. This was a book from Etsy. We did do a live stream with this one. So this was the final result of this one. I like this one because I did this like really very much in a 1960s style. I like this paper. This is a Korean coloring book. Some of you know I love my Korean coloring books. So I didn't do as many pictures as I normally do, but I'm okay with that because it's the beginning of the year. You know, I've had a very, very busy week. So this is one of the whips that I have in the book. So I'm currently doing this one. I did not get to finish it. But this is Color Me to Sleep. Some of you remember this book is old. So I did this one. I finally finished a beach scene, which I love the beach. I know some of you may say, well, it's winter. Why are you doing a winter one? But I don't know. It made me feel calm to do something like this. I love the calmness of this. Then I did this one. This is also on the top 15 to finish. I love this one. I love this one dearly. And so I did this one. I colored her red, pinks, and purples. I think she calls her Veronica's Lilies, so that's why I did it in red and pink, and a little bit of blue and a little bit of green. I did this with what did I do this with? My base. I did this with I think what are the Lost Girl pencils? Finding the Lost Girl pencils. I did that one with that. So I really enjoyed that one. Then I did two in green portraits by Lana Green. I love Lana Green. I love this book very much so. So I did this one, which they called Rainy. As some of you know, I've been doing this book throughout the years. So this might be a book I keep even after I'm done with it because I don't have that many left. So I was thinking yellow, and I did her with red hair. So I did that one. Oh, wait a minute. I did the one before too. So this one was done. This one, I'm really happy with the yellow. I wish I could have done it in more pinky color, but here's the thing. Because I had done the hat and the rest of it like in pink, so I put a little yellow in it, and I had done her hair. I had started this picture a while ago, but never finished it, so I did that. So what do I have left in the book? So according to this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 left in this book. Yes, 5 left in this book, so I'm kind of a little proud of that. Now, this is called the Traveling Through Time book is what it translated to, but it's probably not that one, by Erie. So this one took me a while to do. This one actually took me about a good 3 days, 3 or 4 days to do. So it's a double page spread. You guys know how much I love when they do this in the book. I can't stand when our illustrators do this. They make the whole page and they do it in the crease. I have such a hard time coloring in the crease, let me tell you that. This, I used a lot of different pencils, Prismas, Colors, Polychromos, Color Pastels, Holbeins, Polychromos, Luminance, Caran d'Ache, Luminance. So that tells you how much I did on this picture. I did it because I wanted to do something different with animals, so I did do that one. I was really happy with that one. The next one is a marker-based one. We do all the pictures in this in marker. So this was one I started at the end of last year, didn't finish, and this was one of my top 10 books to finish last year. Of course, I did not finish, so this is where we are right now. So this is how much left I have to do in this book. So yeah, and I always call it the bonus, and the bonus is a mandala. Someone asked me, would I keep this book? And the answer is no. You know, some books you keep, some books you do not keep because it's just too hard to keep everything. And the space is rather, so that's what is left. This is what's left in the book. So half of the book is left still. So but this book is actually a really nice book. It's just really hard to color. I like this book and I don't like it at the same time. It's kind of like, sometimes you like it, sometimes you don't. Then the next one is Fashionable Fairies by Modern Fairy. I love fairies, so I did this one. This is a girl with pink and reds and blonde hair. I love pink, red, and pink and yellow and blues and things like that. So I think I did this with Prismas and my colors, my color pastels. Yeah, I think it was done with color pastels. I don't remember 100%, but I know the border was color pastels, so that's why I know that. Fantasy Figures Special. Now, I'm not sure if we did this on a live stream or not, but I think we started this on a live stream, but we didn't finish it. So this is one of my Color in Heavens. I enjoy the Color in Heaven magazines. Honest to God, the best thing you can do is pay for a subscription. You get a very nice selection. I mean, some issues I scratch my head at. I'm like, really? Like, there are some that I'm like, why did they pick this picture? Why did they not pick this artist? You know, like, I think it's all depends on the person you are and what you like. But overall, I find that the subscription really works for me. You will pay. If you're on subscription, you pay less. The issues themselves are $18. So if you pay for a 3-month subscription, let's say, what is it, $36 for 3 months? That's $12 a month. And I think the images are worth it. So we did start this one on camera, and I finished it off camera. And then I have this one called Let's Color Magical Kingdom. Now, I originally bought this at Barnes & Noble through the, when you go on Barnes & Noble, they have a newsstand section. So they have these magazines called Let's Color. So sometimes when I'm at the bookstore, I'll go browse, see what they have. And they're not a lot of money. They're about $10 a piece. So sometimes you get really lucky. So I did this one. I did the flower one, yellow and green and orange. You know, I just thought because of the spring season coming up, this would be a good one. I like this one. And then I did this one. I finally finished The Little Witch. I had actually started this one in November, but never finished it. So I did this one with Prismas, Color Pastels. Oh, and one of those pencils that I never bring out, but now I'm starting to bring them out again. Not Medeli's. And King Art. And my King Art pencils. I've started to use my King Art pencils, and the reason why I'm starting to use my King Art pencils is, number one, I don't really like them on my paper. A lot of the paper does not agree with my King Arts, and no matter what paper I use, it seems to be very anti that unless it's my PDF. So that's why I'm trying to use my King Arts, so I can kind of use them up and do that. I kind of like this little witch a lot. Now, this is one that's on the top 15 to finish for the month. This is Magical Fairies by Damita Victoria. Now, I'm 50-50 if I do finish it because they give you 2 copies of each image. So if I ever finish this book, I'm 50-50 on whether or not I'm keeping it. So I did this one. I don't know why that's there. But I did that one. I really enjoyed that one so much. I don't know what the statistics are going to be for this month until the end of the month. So I'll probably, after today's stream, be like, okay, this is, and those statistics are just really for me, for my goals. So I could see where I'm improving, where I need work on. So these are just really beautiful and fun to do. I love coloring them. I colored this with marker, of course. So someone asked me how you don't get marker on the next page. You put a blotter page down when you color in. So that way it won't, even though it's black. So, and of course I used Copics on this. All of this was marker. This was not done in anything else. So that was that one. Now this is a Color in Heaven one. This is Romantasy, a coloring book. This is done by several artists, and it's under the Dover Publishing, which does the Creative Haven one. They do a lot of work, and so I got this one done. I finally got this one done. When I was thinking about this, I was thinking of what is that book by Sarah J. Maas? Not ACOTAR, the one that she did before ACOTAR. Throne of Glass is what I was thinking when I did this one. Except I didn't want to make the character's hair blonde. I made her a brunette instead. So keep that in mind. This one is a progress one that I'm doing. And then I did this one, the roses and the flowers. And this, I think, is a top 15 to finish, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this one is on my top 15 to finish this year. So, you try to do as many pictures as you can, but it's not realistic because of time constraints. And then we did Imaginary Friends by Karolina Kubikowska. I think this one might have been a live stream, but it might not have been. Oh, yeah, this was a live stream one with the girl and the balloons. I thought this was so much fun to do. I enjoyed coloring in this one so much. I had a blast. We did this with the Color in Heaven that I showed earlier in the stream. I had a blast coloring this. I enjoyed coloring this so much. I love the different color balloons. I like the hair. I like Karolina Kubikowska's books. I see my mother is cleaning outside the house, by the little outside area. So I enjoyed coloring this immensely, so much more, I'm looking forward to the Royal Rumble tomorrow, so that's why I'm doing this today. I didn't realize it was the 31st. I also had an interview this morning. I'm hoping I get the job, but if, you know what I mean, I really hope I get the job, so that's a really good thing to do. Then the next one we did is a Chinese coloring book. I always try to do one of my Chinese coloring books. I don't think this is in the top 15 to finish, but it was just, I think I saw the image and I really liked it. So I colored this one. This book is weird because it does not like my thicker pencils. Like it doesn't like my Holbeins. It doesn't like my polychromos. It likes my thin pencils, like my Prismacolors and my Schrift Farben. So that's what was this. This was Schrift Farben and my Prismas. I enjoy coloring in the Chinese coloring books, but here's the problem. They have a pencil issue. Is what I have a problem with in this book. Now the next one, this one I'm close to finishing, and I think I'm going to keep this one when I'm done because I like the pictures and I think it's cute. This is The Way Home, a galactic coloring book. This is one of Morgan O'Brien's book. It is the only, And I will say this out loud. This is the only Morgan O'Brien. Oh, you did? I don't think I saw it, Kim, yet. I came home and then I'm doing laundry. Then I got laundry done. Then I did this because I went out for an interview this morning, Kim. So that was that one. So we did this one. I did this one. I've been working on some of these pictures for a while. I love this little book. I can tell you right now, I really enjoy this book. This book belongs to Grace. So you guys can tell. Really? Let me see my Instagram. I haven't seen my Instagram. Because you know, the Instagram only works so well. I see a picture by Samantha Oswald. Oh, here's the message. I see the message. Oh, that's beautiful, the dragon with the pearls. I love that one. I have not worked in that book this month. I did not get a chance to work in that book because it takes me time to work in that book, you know? So I did this one. As you guys can probably guess, I have done a lot of work in this book. And then there is a good chance I could finish this. I should have put this on my top 15 to finish, but you guys can probably see that I've done a lot of pictures in this one. That one I did last month, and I enjoyed doing this one last month. This is just such a really cute book. That dragon with the pearls is nice. And then we did, you know, it's pretty. I know, right? You could use that as a color your hoard. You could submit that as a color your hoard for January to Lavella. And T, you should post that with the January color your hoard 25. I think it's the hashtag for this month. So then I did this one, Orchard Full of Fairies. And yes, this is a January color your hoard as well. Some of you were like, oh, you did that one. That one is really, I love this one. This one was so cute to do. And when I saw it, I was thinking two cute little girls, Anne of Green Gables, the little cute little girls. I thought that was really pretty. So when did we do this one? This was a live stream, actually, if I remember correctly. And I think the pink thing just dropped out of existence. Oh, this is what happens when your stickies don't stick so well anymore. So I love this book so much. These Klara Markova books are just like some of my favorites. If I ever finish them, I will keep them. The Klara Markova hardcovers are definitely a keeper. So we only have 3 more books left to do. And then, because it was a Christmas book, but I didn't feel happy if I didn't finish the Christmas coloring. You know how you start something and then you don't feel happy unless you finish it? I started this a while back and I didn't finish it for Christmas. But then I went back and I was like, you know what? I want to finish it. I finished it early in the month. And so that's what I did. I finished the Debbie Macomber Holly Jolly Christmas coloring book. There's a lot of stuff that I did not finish this month. There were a few PDFs that I did not finish. I have one that I'm almost done with, but it just isn't quite there. So that'll probably be in next month's one. So that one I did with a lot of different pencils. So, and then this is a top 15 to finish for this year. And this is Dream Girl. This is by Lidehall Art. I found out it's the name of the artist, but they don't sell these anymore on Amazon. And these are kind of really hard to get if you want them. And because they're hard to get, they're now expensive. I'm not keeping this because I don't really care too much for this style of art, but I did this one. I finally finished this one. I started this a long time ago. I think I used some kind of pastel pencils for this, possibly Color pastels or Holbein pastels when I started it, and then I finished it off with Prismas and Triffer Farbins. So you guys can tell there's some really cute stuff in here. I mean, it's cute, but it's not like these are the darker images. Because when you get to part 2, it's a part 2 here. So this is where part 2 starts. Because I think part 1 starts with the little cat. Yeah. So So this is part one, which is darker images. And so then you see they have a lighter image. It's the same image as the first ones. And they're much lighter toned, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I always like the darker grayscale to work on, but I don't know about you guys. Yeah, this is going to be a very short stream today, so I'm looking forward to Royal Rumble too. So, but I can tell you the stats that I know for a fact. Now, Fragile World. This is Kerby, and what did I finish? Oh, come on! Don't tell me that I lost the place. I know what I finished. It was an otter. That was not it. That wasn't it. Oh, where is the otter? That wasn't it. That wasn't it. You know, it's always, this is always a thing in here with Kerby. I don't know. Every time I do Kerby, it's like, to me, Kerby is a victory in itself. I don't make realistic water very well. Some people have an innate talent to do their water well. Ah, this is it. Was either this one? This one I liked. This one I actually had to look up what the animal looked like to do the animal. And I did this one. This is the last one. This is a top 15 book to finish. This one carried over from last year. See, I don't do water as well as some people make their water look so realistic. And I'm like, I would like my water to look realistic like theirs, but I guess that's just practice and effort. You know what I mean? So with Kerby, I always have a hard time with Kerby. You know, it's like Kerby either works for me or it doesn't work for me, and I have to look up what I want to do with Kerby. Kim, are you getting Kerby's new Fairytales book next month? Next month, I'm like 50-50 on that book because that book is going to be. I saw the book actually, a preview. Somebody had dropped a preview of that. Well, no, a flip of that, and I liked the flip very much. So, but I'm like waiting to finish one or two books before I get that in my collection. Really? I like it, actually. I actually like it that it's a little darker. Because, you know, here's the thing. I don't want it too dark, but I don't want it too light either. And I finished, what did I finish this month? I finished Phantasma this month. I finished Empire of the Vampire. I finished Empire of the Dam, which is by Jay Kristoff. Empire of the Vampire, Empire of the Dam. I finished both those books. And I'm so mad I have to wait till November to get the third book out. I'm like, why does he make me wait till November for that book? That's what I'm reading. What I'm reading right now is I Am Flame by Rebecca Yarros. And after I'm done that, ooh, so yeah, I saw it. I don't mind it dark actually. But that's just me, you know. You may like something different. So I'm reading Rebecca Yarros is I Am Flame. So as soon as I'm done that, I have to read Onyx Storm because that's what the February book club is for next month for the Romantasy, and that's the last Monday book club. And then and then for the Hi Carol, we're almost done. And so then yeah, I know we did a lot of them. So you'd have to Hi Coloring Grandma. I like that Coloring Grandma. That's a nice one. So then I finished so I'm reading Quicksilver for the Fantasy Book Club for February. I must say that I'm liking it a lot, but the guy on the cover of that book reminds me of Jon Snow. So that's that one. It's a fairy one, the Fae book with the Fae Prince or Fae, the guy who's the definition of death in that book. So that's that kind of romance / fantasy. Then I'm also reading. I'm reading Iron Flame right now, which is the second book in the Empyrean series. It was supposed to be a trilogy, but now I find out it's 5 books, so I'm like, ah. So I'm reading that, and then I have to read Onyx Storm. As soon as I'm done with that one, I have to read Onyx Storm. So I'm looking forward to seeing how these books work, So yeah. So Carol didn't get to see the really pretty ones. So those are what I'm reading at the moment. I am looking forward to the Royal Rumble tomorrow. I'm predicting that it is going to be CM Punk and John Cena as the final two. So I think they're going to put CM Punk versus. Somehow I have a funny feeling it's going to be CM Punk versus Cody. And then it's going somehow John Cena is going to win the Elimination Chamber and get a match with Gunther. That is the way that I see it, but I could be wrong. Now, I heard a rumor that Charlotte Flair is going to win the Royal Rumble for the women. I'm not too happy with that decision. I would like to give it to somebody who hasn't won it, quite frankly. Give it to a woman who hasn't won it, maybe Jordan Grace, if she's in the Rumble. That's just my personal. You want to create new stars. Yes, I know Jordan Grace is a star from another company originally, but she just signed with WWE and she's been working with them in the NXT brand. No, I was thinking maybe someone who's a surprise. Now we're not sure if Alexa Bliss is coming back because there's some issues with her contract. But you hear a bunch of names dropped that Matt Cardona was in Indianapolis. He's a TNA talent. He was also known as Zack Ryder in WWE. So they're going to put him possibly in the men's Royal Rumble. So I don't know what's going on there. So I know it's a very short little stream today. So I can tell you the statistics right now. I'll tell you the statistics for the month that I have so far. 36 pages. I colored in total. 8 of those were PDFs, as you saw. None of my top 15 coloring books were done. No, I did not finish anything for my top 15, nor did I finish anything for my non-top 15. So, and I can tell you I have the totals for last year, for December in total. In total, I colored 536 pages. 65 of them were PDFs. There were in total 4 finished coloring books, 2 were top 10, 2 were non-top 10. So those were my grand totals in total for the last 2 months, if anybody is interested in that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this little tiny stream. I know it's not very long. I know I didn't color as much as I normally color, but you know what? I'm okay. And, also this week was a very busy week for me because I did 2 book clubs this week. Went to the doctor's office, worked 2 or 3 days. I worked 2 days. I went to an interview this morning. So, yes, I'm looking for a full-time job. So you guys have to remember that. Right now I'm only part-time. So once the part-time work stops and I get a full-time job, I will not be on as much probably to do live streams. So I'll probably try and do some more recorded videos when time comes. Also, next weekend, I'm going to be in LA visiting my brother. So there might not be live streams next weekend. So keep that in mind as well. Life gets very busy for me. It's not like it used to be in New York where it was one thing after another. So I really hope I get this job. So it'll be nice to have something, you guys notice I have this and this and this. So I hope you guys enjoy this book. Have enjoyed this stream very much. I know I have. So let's do this one. See, this is one of the top 15, the girl. So let's end it with that. So people will like this picture. A lot of people like this picture this month. Got a lot of likes this picture on Instagram for a lot of reasons. So everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and remember to be good to one another. Be charitable, be nice, be kind. Remember, it only takes 5 seconds to be kind. So everybody stay healthy. Bye.